But that's what everyone has to do now. The second Wengen race, the official Laberhorn Championship. Vosmeyer at number 2, followed by Wernsberger. Muller will race number 6 before Girardelli. And Zurbriggen will go at number 11. Ahead of all of them, this marathon course, 4,185 meters. A skiing cameraman, followed by a helicopter, shows us what it's like to ski the Laberhorn. The Hunshof, the Hound's Tooth, the narrow gap in the rocks with the biggest jump, just above the railway line. So far, you've done no more than a quarter of the run. In places, as you swoop down the mountain at speeds that can reach 85 miles an hour, the course becomes very narrow. Only the tradition of this oldest race allows it to remain that way. The flats, the greatest misnomer ever, is where you'll lose if the skis aren't running. Trees create an even greater impression of speed. The Hanigschuss. Wengen is accelerating towards the racer. Austrian hole, the Swiss delighted to give it that name after a number of Austrians fell but weren't hurt quite a few years ago. Bumps, rolls, ice, and a finish in sight. The longest race in skiing. And at the top, they're ready for the 59th Laberhorn International. A lot of tension in the start-up today. The last World Cup downhill before they go to Vale for the World Championships. At the top of the Laberhorn, number 1, Michael Meyer. 9th yesterday, the only downhiller who has been in the top 15 in all the 7 downhills so far this season.
Der erste Rennläufer ist gestartet.
The race down from the top.
Erste Zwischenzeit, wie gesagt, bei ungefähr 44 Sekunden.
So here's Meyer with the Hunshof coming up. Despite his strength and his size, he was a little slow over this section yesterday. Here it comes. Big jump, and he goes too far over to the right as we look at it. Now the Minge canter. And the big swinging right-hand turn. Meyer now down to the Hanigschuss. 1:54.63. A lot of check times on this Laberhorn run. Over 2.5 miles, dropping 3,000 feet from start up to finish line. Fourth best downhiller of the season. Behind Wernsberger, Hoflener and Girardelli. That's the ice of the S. Oh, and a little mistake there. He nearly caught the gate. The jump into the finish not as big as it has been in previous years. 2:29.75. The winning time yesterday of Girardelli, 2:26.54. And Meyer making a couple of mistakes at least. This was the first one. The entrance to the Hunshof, and he had to work so hard to get back online there. A sheer relief when you make it. Vosmeyer, second yesterday. And good there as he was last time, 800. Oh! Little flick there. Perfect line. This is the only race he's ever won in downhill, and look at that gap. Yes, Meyer has paid for his mistakes, and Vosmeyer is well up. He raced at number 16 yesterday, racing at number 2 today, and look at the gap, 1.34. Girardelli thought he was absolutely safe and held his breath when Vosmeyer came down yesterday. This is where he lost half a second yesterday through this last section. He was identical to Girardelli on the last check, lost it through this section. He'll beat Meyer's time easily and beats it by 1.59. Vosmeyer has set them something to go for. Doesn't look that happy about it. Bernsberger. Oh. A lot of air under the skis there. And Bernsberger hasn't appeared further down the mountain, so he's got into trouble. That's the first time Bernsberger's ever failed to complete the Laberhorn run. Rob Boyd of Canada, excellent run yesterday in 7th place after his 6th in Kitzbühel. And good there. The comparison against Vosmeyer. Changed his line from yesterday's race. He was through over to the right last time. This is difficult again today. Boyd lower down the course. The news of Brian Stemmel, by the way, as Boyd is second there. Brian Stemmel, the Canadian who crashed in Kitzbühel, much better news. He's sitting up in hospital in Innsbruck, and his parents have come over to see him, so that's encouraging. Meanwhile, Boyd. Just a 20th. Canadians in good form on the build-up to Vale. Belchik raced well as yesterday as well as Boyd. Now it's possible. 26 and exactly the same as the gap in that last check time. Rob Boyd goes second to Vosmeyer by 0.2.
Time for Rob Boyd, 2:28.36 seconds his time so far.
Very good running Kitzbühel, brought the confidence back, what he was lacking early in the season. Höflener, who won here in 1985, 12th yesterday. It's about the same as he was yesterday. That top section, he hasn't been taking too well. No Austrian in the finish area yet. So Höflener, 2 wins this season. And up there, Höflener has found speed on the glide section where the race has been won and lost so many times, up on Vosmeyer. This is what the Austrians need, with Bernsberger having fallen and Höflener is still up. Also a rumour that Leonard Stock will not start today. Leonard Stock drawn 15. He's been limping since the training fall, and he's a doubtful starter. Höflener takes the S. He was up on Vosmeyer at the checks. And he's down at the finish line, 300ths. He lost quite a little bit there over that icy S section. So Vosmeyer still has it, with Höflener going to second place, Boyd of Canada third. But Vosmeyer has to wait and wait. There are a lot more to come. Peter Muller has decided to start. Now this time will be interesting. He said the push-out from the start would be difficult with the injured hand. Yes, and you can see it slow. Now he's got a lot of work to do now. He'll be trying not to think of yesterday. And yesterday it went wrong right here. Oh, a little open through it. He's got the line right. What's he found over this section? That's a long way down. Won here in 1980. He's had a third, a fourth, and a fifth here as well. And, of course, the famous fall right on the finish line. Not finding anything at the moment. This is not the best preparation for his defense of the World Championship. He's through and over the line, but he won't hold fifth place, surely. Over 2 seconds down. So Muller has to work on something before he goes to Vale and while he's there. Now, Girardelli. He wasn't the quickest over this point yesterday. He found speed all the way after that, but he's the quickest today. His drive through these corners and the S's and the speed he gets out, one of the features of yesterday's race. Good line again. It's become the top downhiller. And my goodness, look at this. 1 3/4 seconds almost. Vosmeyer will have seen this. Vosmeyer leading from Höflener. But this run of Girardelli's as good, if not better, than yesterday's. Still up. Virtually the same margin. Record time yesterday, 2:26.54. Tremendous line. All the confidence, all the ability. Little jump into the finish there. He's winning. 2:40. It's about a second faster than yesterday. I am number one, he says. Peter Muller, the first to congratulate him. What a ski racer he's become. Always was technically good. He's now an amazing downhiller. Daniel Mara. Third yesterday, a week before, a winner in Kitzbühel. Second, but look at the gap. Zurbriggen will be next. Zurbriggen, as you know, still not well, so Mara really is the big hope today. Still second. Those rollers are bigger today than they were yesterday. Mara had good line yesterday on this. Off the brushes, it doesn't matter. He's through the gate, but he'd have lost time there, took the long way round. Still holds that second place, but second by over 2 seconds. He knows where he went wrong. He lost a lot there. Girardelli, Luxembourg. This man, Mara, Switzerland, second. Vosmeyer, West Germany, third. Zurbriggen. Slow at the top section here yesterday. And not very quick again today, by comparison. Takes that superbly. The jumps are his big worry in downhill racing at the moment. Zurbriggen's speed comes from the turns and the way he comes out of them, and he's picked up a little there. But how on earth is any going to find 1.3 seconds on what's left of this mountain? He's lost a little more now. This is threatening Vosmeyer's third position. Zurbriggen is going to go to the World Championships without a World Cup downhill win this season, but he goes up into second place. Takes it away from Mara. So we've got Switzerland second and third now. Girardelli still leading. The gap is nearly 2 seconds. You're wondering about records. The biggest gap in ski racing was over 4 seconds when Klammer won here. Graham Bell now. 29th yesterday in 2:31. Slightly more over to his left on the hunch off than he was in the first race. Squashed that little pre-jump on the Minch canter. Just beaten by his brother Martin yesterday. 22nd at the moment. Slightly open on the entrance to the S. Better line through it though. Beginning to get a little high in the shoulders over the last 3 or 4 races. Gustav Early, Switzerland. Switzerland second and third with Zurbriggen and Mara, and Early is doing well on the top section. Gustav Early in 4th place. Switzerland have Zurbriggen and Mara up there second and third. Girardelli leading, and Early with a start number of 30 has found speed over the flat section. Now onto the S, 19th yesterday. Good line through there. And Early is having the run and goes forth. Tremendous. Switzerland now second, third and fourth. Girardelli unapproachable. Looking for Martin Bell. Here he is. 28th yesterday in a time of 2:30.98. Graham's time today 2:33.30. Totally different line and all the Swiss take through the S. Good through that section, but 2:32.11. Still beats Graham and beats him for the second time in 2 days. This is Ralph Socher of Canada. Canadians have had another good day here so far. He's new this season, and Socher's going on the Minch canter. Well, that's a shame, because he had a good run yesterday, held in high regard by Glenn Whittle, the head coach of the Canadian men's team. Got out of control there, was opening up very much, and then on the landing just slid away. It is very, very steep, just above that railway line there. Loses the ski, which crashes into one of the control gates, and it's very hard and icy there as well. One of the places it's kept icy. Socher's had a bad tumble.
Hey, Mom, I'm okay.
So Girardelli does it again. 2 wins on the Laberhorn in 2 days, following on from his success in Kitzbühel. And just look at the way he did it, beating Permin Zurbriggen, who equals his best result of the season, but he beat Zurbriggen by nearly 2 seconds. The Swiss have done well, second, third and fourth, a good send-off to the World Championships. Another bad day, really, for Austria.
Mark, I don't think even you could have believed this could happen, could it? 2 wins, 2 days?
Yeah, I was maybe surprised that it went so easy. For me, I had a lot of reserves after the training. I knew that I will be a favorite for the top 3, but that I win twice in a row, it's very good for me. And I hope I can keep this form until the end of the season.
The margin of the win today was remarkable.
Yes, this is one of the most difficult downhills in the world, and when you have a run without any mistake, and when the material is also perfect, then you can make a big distance.
What makes the Laberhorn so difficult?
There are a lot of very difficult turns and jumps, and also the length of the downhill. After 2 minutes you start to become tired, and then you start to make little mistakes which cost very much time.
Can you compare your 2 runs of today and yesterday? Was there much difference?
No, it was not very much difference. Just in the middle section I had a little mistake yesterday, and I made a very good section there, and so I skied a faster time than yesterday.
Well, it couldn't be a better build-up to go into the World Championships. You must be extremely happy the way this form has suddenly come right for you.
Yes, I would be more happy when I would have two or 3 days more time to recover a little before the championships, but it is very hard and tough, and I hope I can stabilize my form until the end of the season.
It's a pity that the red, white and blue on his cheeks doesn't mean he skis for Great Britain, but this is how they stand in the World Cup as they leave for the World Championship in America. Girardelli, the best of the season, his Kitzbühel win and the first ever double Wengen.